Hello and welcome to the Sports on Sunday. I'm excited. I've been having the banter in the house, and then you guys just came in and straight say, Ken, oh yeah, the world is ready for you. The world is ready for us, and we are ready for them. We have a guest in the house. Is he a guest, actually? We signed him. The truth is that we signed him. This is the transfer season. We have extended the contract, and then with option not to leave, but with option for us to decide when he's going to go. So see, this is an acquisition. It's not a kind of a contract you just signed. It's not all contract that you sign. So after 2 years, you are negotiating. No negotiation. This contract has been signed. Okay, before we come to him this year, live and direct, the Club World Cup, that is the big thing now, is over there. And then forget it. Tell them as it is, FIFA. FIFA, you have 211 countries in the world, 211 too. Africa has 54. 54. More than 25%. Because if you multiply 54 by 4, what are you going to get? You're going to 216. You have 211. So over 25% is from Africa. Brazil has 4 teams in this tournament. Africa has 4. So Brazil is equivalent to Africa. Haba FIFA. I understand you guys say 2, 3, 4 years to do it. Yes, you know, in the next, at least those who have won the Champions League now, they have already, you know, been in a better place to be there when I will now go to Saudi Arabia. But please, now, look it back now. Just make this thing equitable. Europe has 12. England has 2. You understand? Even USA, converted the host, they have 3. But the entire Africa. Morocco took us to the semi-final. So basically, FIFA, look at that. So it is second place there. It's a big one because so much money is going there, right? You know, from what FIFA is saying. If we tell you how much they are earning, you now, you know, say, now wow. Because participating alone, you get about $7 million, £7 million, which is about almost $10 million for participation for a team from, you know, coming from Africa, not to come a team from Europe. We'll give you the breakdown and see. And eventually, the team that is going to lift that diadem, that is going to lift it about 125 million. So even if you are saying how much you want to buy Florian Wiz, that money, if Liverpool has been there, probably it's the money I would have used. And for clubs that are struggling, you know, it is a lot of money. And for African countries, if a Nigerian team is there and you come in with, because now, of course, yesterday it was Inter Miami taking on, you know, I won Al Ali, and then it was a draw. So when you draw a game, it's 1 million. 1 million enter your pocket, $1 million. And when you win, 2 million. So bringing 1 million into any of our ailing clubs that talking about, we never pay salary. And then you understand how that is. $1 million into any Nigerian club today is a gift from heaven. So basically, we must strive. Thanks to Rivers United, we still have two teams represented in Africa. But if you don't, you know, Africa has 4 teams, like I said. STEM, use the word STEM. You know, when you are in school, they say, if you know, cram, you just use one acronym, take get them. STEM, S for South Africa, T for Tunisia, E for Egypt, and M for Morocco. These are the 4 countries that are coming in. So you have the Sundowns coming in from South Africa, Tunisia, of course, when they not be experienced, who else can go? And then you move to Egypt, of course, the team of the century, which is Al Ahly, and then you now go to Morocco with that. Now then they rent all this while. You can't touch them with the pole. They're always there in the finals of picking the trophy. Or being there. So the computation FIFA says in the last 4 years, how far have you done? That's why you see teams that are also won league this year are not there. But those ones that have done well, you can see Portugal is sending 2 teams. I can't ask Portugal send 2 teams. And Africa, for goodness sake, Africa and Portugal, they never win anything now. But that is what FIFA says. And you cannot beat them, you cannot fault them. Of course, there are some choices bringing Inter Miami because of one thing that they want, so that Messi can play. But unfortunately for Ronaldo, the guy couldn't go there. So that's the fun now. I would look at the end of the World Club Cup going on there. And it's a big one. So transfer season is on. Liverpool breaking all records. Some players, some hijacking and going on there. I don't know how many of our players were also moving to make us. It was the experience that we had that pushed up there in 1994, because we can now have players who other African countries are afraid to play. They will read about them on the book. Is this Keshi? Is this? You understand? So basically, right now, everybody's up there. So you just have to be there. We are walking a tightrope. In fact, it is fasting and prayer and training, which I don't know which one we'll do more now, in order to so that will be USA, Mexico, and yes, Canada. So that is it. And then for other things, you know, a lot of things we have to look at here. Simple things, because today a lot of talking has to be right here on the pitch, right here on this studio. That is where the talking is. Let me tell you who we have in the studio now. I don't know, it's not, like I said, it's not a guest, but let me just introduce a little bit of introduction. They said if you have a child that you are proud of, what do? You show it to the world. In the local parlance, they say if your pikin not fine, if visitors call, you go hide down. Or you go inside the bedroom, go stay, waiting, complete. Don't even come and greet my visitors. But if now fine pikin you get, your pikin do it, for exam, you don't bring it out and do you know my son? Do you know my daughter? You know, you start. So this is a child whom we are very, very much proud of. He has his ways. He has what he does, his own way, and that is the Nigerian way. Go up there and make your nation proud. He was in the team, came into the team in 1993-94, and then part of the team, part of the players that won our second AFCON outside, qualified us for the first ever World Cup. That was in 1994. In 1995, people forget this. There was a tournament in 1995, the Afro-Asian tournament. We played the Uzbekistans, you know, home and away in 4-2, and then he was there. So he won the AFCON in 1994, won the Afro-Asian Cup in 1995, and then, yes, the Olympics, the ultimate in amateur, you know, if you win the gold there, you've gone for the gods from Mount Olympus have blessed you, and he was blessed in Atlanta. He wasn't a taxi driver there. He was carrying the team. He was ferrying the team from training to training. He was driving. He was driving. So eventually we won the gold in Atlanta. And then, yes, he gave it. They said, yes, you've done so well, you know, qualifying it after the 98. They said, you go and lead the team. So he became the captain of the Super Eagles. He became the captain. I mean, you can just imagine from 93 right there by 98, when Uchokechiku left, said, look, everybody said, you should be there, you should lead us. And he led that team, qualified the team for the 2002 World Cup. Of course, he didn't go to the World Cup. That is not the issue. He qualified the team for 2002 World Cup. Sometimes we shall look at issues. You know, a lot of one of those issues, the 70 million issue that, you know, they gave them about the players, and the role he played in making sure that equity was done, that everybody must get, no matter who you are. If you have played a match, you must get it. He stuck up his head, stuck up his neck, not for himself, but for his team. And that is what leadership is all about. Eventually, he came in, but let me tell you this, in club football, he played for Ajax, he played for Dortmund, he played for Juventus. If an Asabi ball, I'm going to say this team, they don't win Champions League. That'll be small teams. And there was even a final between Ajax and Juve, you understand? So he should tell you that for you, top notch, he was there in Europe. In Africa, of course, he was rated among the best. You know, when today we talk about CAF Players of the Year, go and check. He was one of those nominees that is always ever present when he was doing that. Then he came up to coach the Super Eagles. Yes, he could. And then he had the guts to walk away. I said, no, this is not tenable. This is how it should be done. Where we were in this country, he said, make we there go. He said, no. It is either it is right or it is not right. So there are no two ways about it. In most of the cases, there are no gray areas for him. It is, you know, it is either you are doing this the right thing or you don't do it. And that is what makes nations great. That is what makes humans great. Right now, since 2013, FIFA saw him and said, look, come and be among the study group. He was there in 2014 at the World Cup. He was there at the Olympics in Rio as part of the team. Another World Cup came in again, 2018. They called him. 2022, they called him again. And right now, it's just sometimes all of you just stay in your bed, you'll be watching yourself. This referee may even do well. Say, is that the corner? Is that the this? What are the laws of the game? IFAB are those who do that. See, they are the people that write and say, look, we want to change this, we want to do that. They recommend to the FIFA, this is the law. And then all those, the three nations that England, Scotland, and the rest of that join them, and then the FIFA that vote get it to third. The FIFA says you are good enough. Go and sit with the Arsene Wengers. We are nominating you to represent in IFAB. Haba, what else can you do? I have the honor and the privilege to introduce. Once again, we don't sign him. Sunday Ogochukwu Oliseh. He is in the house. Sonny.
I am honored, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Jimmy is in the house also.
Yes, ever a pleasure to be here and also to be in the midst of greats. I mean, one of the greatest sports persons out of Africa, not Ken Ochonogo, that refused to play sports, but is claiming to be an ex-international.
I'm an ex-international.
Today,
Tijani said so on the set.
Tijani told you so. The news people will tell the world whether you are truly an ex-international or not. Great to have you here.
Skipper, like I said, I just said it. Do we start from the top or start from the bottom? Anyone want to start from? We are starting from somewhere. IFAB. It is International Football Association Board. Oliseh is a member of that board, the elite board. You see, sometimes when you ask Wenger, what you everybody shouting about? He sits with them and the advisory board that are there. Sonny, for those who do not know, what body is IFAB and how are you associated with them?
Oh, first of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here too.
Thank you.
That kind of thing. In fact, I'm still waiting for my match bonus for the signature.
Definitely. Performance bonus.
Let me to have something. Even if it's just a plate of on the diam and
Yes.
You sign. Yeah.
Let me get simple out of that one. No, International Football Association Board. It's in fact every rule that you have in football, be it throwing, passing, free kicks, penalties, and everything, how it's done, the sanctions and everything, it's the board that makes the rules. In fact, you tell the laws how the football should be played. And all those modern innovations like you're seeing, like the video, you know, assistant referee, VAR, that is all coming from there. Be it even the magic spray, it all has to be sanctioned and approved by this association and proposed. In fact, as at the moment now, we are trying to work on something that you will soon get out to do. It's something to do with a new rule will come out soon that will clarify some things that came out from this last season, which is very, very crucial. It has to do with scoring the goals, but you will get it soon, and that will come out. That we're working on. I feel very honored. In fact, I must confess that the moment I got the invitation and the question to say, will you be interested, I said, hey, it would be nice. And when the confirmation came like a month after that you've been appointed, we are honored to have you. It was like honored not only for myself and my family, but also for my country, because this is a great nation. So I'm really grateful to be there.
Okay. You went to Rio, went back to Rio. From there you went to Qatar.
Yeah.
How has it been, the journey in FIFA family, in the epitome, the zenith, the highest point you can think of in those who run football, having the confidence in you to be part of the brains that is analyzing, that is studying, that is proposing. How has the journey been like?
Oh, let's just say it's like a boy you took from a primary school and threw him into a master's degree class. That's what it has been for me, because as a player, I was blessed, you know, I am blessed to have played in the highest level ever in all those things. But as a player, I felt, you know, we know it all, I can't think. But the moment you start going into this, whereby you have to analyze games, you have to comment games, you have to propose games, and you have to do it on the fly. It's not as if you have to do it after reading at home. No. The game is on. You have to like say, okay, this one is this is what's going to happen. This is the best player. This is why this one is happening. This is what it can do to improve it. And it goes directly to Zurich because it has to be shared out to around the world. That is the tedious part. But sitting with all these brains from around the world, like one of the people I've learned the most from, you know, working there is my friend Zaccheroni.
Okay, yes.
Of AC Milan.
Yeah.
We're together at Qatar. You know, and even after 2022, you know, we are very close now. Unfortunately, he almost died last year because he had a stroke. But he's, you know, there are some analysis and you look at, and then the way he sees, especially the defensive aspect of the game, being an Italian, so you know what to
Of course.
So you
how they call it? Is it Catanaccio, or what they call it? Catanaccio?
Catanaccio. Yeah. Jesus Christ, you know, you say, okay, there are some little things that, you know, it's always like that, not talk less of sitting with Arsene. That one is an encyclopedia. So,
wow.
So he's,
wow.
He has, you know, those are things that you say to yourself, wow, it's a blessing, it's an honor to be here. But the most honorable part for me is when they say, what is your opinion Sunday? And then you give it, and then they say, and then you're giving it. And I think the highest point for me was 2022 when we analyzed after the first game. Ecuador played the first game.
Yeah.
You know, against Qatar in the game. And then we had watched the game, and then we sat down, and then we said, okay, what have we taken out from this game? And everybody analyzed. And then it was my turn. I said, well, what I noticed was that the Ecuadorians to stop, to be able to accommodate the high pressing of the Qatars. They didn't waste their time. They just jumped the lines. But we passed 2-3 passes, jumped the lines. The offensive midfield and defensive midfield came in, but the strikers moved up front. So there was a sea ocean in between them. They dropped the ball, came in there, and the team came out, and Qatar couldn't play. Wow. And I saw Wenger taking notes, and I was like, yes.
I'm there.
No, that was the top. Wow. And it was a trend that followed the whole tournament. And I was like, wow, this is, you feel good. You feel good inside.
You feel good. You feel good. Sometimes when you accomplish something, only you'll be happy. There is that kind of happiness that will just come within you. Now, meet one now. Oh my God. Let's look at. In my intro, I was talking about now you be FIFA now. So if I talk about FIFA, I talk about you. So nobody say I'm not sparing you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, 211 nations. Africa get 54. We have produced a semi-finalist in the World Cup. You see, there was a time that when Africa was having 1 or 2 teams, I said, if white teams like Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, because of just a small space, by the time Egypt comes, North Africa, so Nigeria comes in, Cameroon, you kind of stifle it. But open it now. But there are 5 nations that are going in Africa. You're now seeing Ghana, you saw Ghana in 2010, you saw Senegal beating France, you saw Africa, you saw Nigeria, getting to this, not just getting to the second round, when you get in 94, you top the group, in 98, you top the group, you understand? So basically, we are going to this World Cup, and then it's okay, Europe has 12. Okay, they're always giving it to them. I agree that. You are giving South America, I don't know how many nations in South America. You are giving them six teams. Yeah. And then Brazil is having 4. Yeah. And the entire African continent, which is over 25% of a member of FIFA, is having 4. How fair is that?
Well, let's get one thing clear. Anything I'm saying on this show is
your
Sunday Oliseh's opinion.
Yes.
This is not FIFA's opinion.
Yes.
It's not IFAB's
I agree.
Opinion.
Even if I attack you small, I will still attack you.
No, you are not. The day you stop attacking me, something is wrong. I am used to it. So the thing there is, this is my own opinion. And my own opinion is that, look, everything FIFA does, don't be deceived with all what you hear. There is a reason for it.
Okay.
There is a reason pro-football for it, for the interest of the game. But I think instead of asking ourselves, why are all these teams getting there, and we are not there? Let's ask ourselves, what are we doing to improve our own game that makes us indispensable for there? Because if you have to be there, you have to bring something to it. It is useless coming there and being beaten 4-6-0. If you have nothing to be there, it has a reason pro-football why you have to be there or you are not there. So you have to accept it like that and look at it, and it's a challenge. Now, what I liked so much, about your monologue to introduce the show, you stated the financial benefits of it. Now, this is huge motivation for any team to say, okay, now, if there are 4 there now, we have to do something to make sure that we are there. And you analyzed also, they said, look, this is not based on what you did now. It's based on what you've been achieving for the past 4 years. Yeah. It's like a grouped success. It's like an accumulated success. And there is also what you have to look at football that FIFA and IFAB and they all look at is the multiplier effects of you being there. It is not just for you to be there. You have to motivate and multiply something. Brazil is a nation that is a football nation. They are bringing in 4. There is a reason why they are there. So you now have to look at, okay, simple. It's like those days now when we were playing at Super Eagles. Okay, we want to play a team. We come to the game. The fans start making noise. They pray, even some, they bring their presidents. Everybody's there. As the game is started, we are on the opponent's center. We tell the players, their opponent players on the pitch. Ask Daniel and all of them. They are my witnesses. We'll tell our opponents on the pitch, you see the stadium is filled up. All those people you are looking at, let it be 60,000. They can't come into this pitch and help you. It is 11 of you against us.
Wow.
And then we'll beat them, and then Nigeria, okay. And then at the end of the day, they will come meet you. Skipper, can I have
your jersey?
So instead of complaining, say, crowd. Yeah. No. Beat them well. Simple. And then, so if now African nations, okay, we're not going there, okay. There is money inside. Now let's get our house in order. Because there is financial benefit. That is
£7 million for participating.
Look,
wow.
Give Enyimba 7 million, no matter. Give them 7 million pounds. Give them 7 million
There's
pounds.
one mistake you're making.
No,
there's one mistake you're making. I have to cut you short. That £7 million you're saying, it doesn't sound well to my countrymen. Multiply and put them for naira.
Okay.
I like that.
Then when you see the billions it will bring,
billions.
then you're going to say tomorrow
we just have to sit up. You know,
7 million doesn't look much.
Much like 7 million, but when you start
multiply them.
That is about £10 million. That's about $10 million. Multiply by 2. Multiply by 1,600.
No, that's not dollar.
It's about pounds. 7 about 2,000. Okay, I know. Like I said, I played devil's advocate. I've been pushing him. I just try to push him there because, like he said, for Brazil to have four. Teams, then there must be a reason because all 4 Brazilian teams have won the equivalent of the Champions League, in the past, 4 years.
You see?
So, and that qualifies them to be there. So, if we have been winning, if Enyimba has won, Rivers United have won, and all of Remo Stars have won, by now we would have also have the teams. It won't be Mamelodi Sundowns, it won't be Esperance, it won't be Al Ahly. Now will be with that will be representing Africa. So, Sonny is right. There is a reason for that, and you have to look at the man in the mirror. You have to look at, let us stop playing all these Football is 11 versus 11. We know how it is done. Like he said, if you are good, you are good. It's like you are in a cage. They don't put you there. Right? So this is what we're talking about. This is the money. European teams, this one, how much they are going to get. The list in Europe will get 12.81 million, but the highest we call it about 38. I think is it 38 or 28 million?
13.19.
I think it should be 28 million. Can you cross-check that? What is 38? Okay. But South America, they have 15 million. This is just a participation. North and Central America, you have 9.55 million. Jimmy, can you take the rest? Asia?
For Asia, that will be $9.55 million US. Africa, same, USD, 9.55 million. Oceania also, they'll be getting $3.58 million US. You
can imagine. That is 10 million for participating. And then look at it, at the group stage, if you win, you get 2 million.
2 million for
a draw.
$1 million for a draw per club.
If
then round of 16, $7.5 million.
It's added.
Then quarterfinal, all the quarterfinalists will get 13.125 million.
In addition to the 7 that they've already collected, though,
exactly.
You understand? Hey.
So for the semi-finalists, they'll be getting 21 million USD. For the finalists, they will get 30 million each. Then the winner will get 40 million.
So if you add all this in, about 125 million.
For the winner.
Sonny said we should press calculator and translate to naira, not be me today. Because sometimes you see, when you error, computer will be talking, your calculator will be talking to you. Error.
We don't spend dollar here now.
We don't.
So let the man, when you tell for us, make you relate, make him feel related. It's like a thing. Okay, but on a serious basis now, let's look at it from this angle of what that really means.
Yeah.
What that really means to this. You see, look at it from this point of view. One of the major problems we have in our country, in our continent, is infrastructure. Now, if I have succeeded in carrying my team there, and I'm getting $7 million coming in.
Yes.
Now, that is already equivalent to stadiums.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And I'm coming as a club.
Yes.
This is equivalent to stadiums and training pitches. Now, what happens is that if you can qualify for that, let me give an example, because I know you like Enyimba. Let's call Enyimba. Enyimba goes in there. You get the 7 million. You come in and what do you do that? You build a new stadium. You create complexes.
Yes.
That kind of thing. Now, you launch a youth
academy,
program, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Without money, that kind of a thing. Look, for the next 4 years, because no other Nigerian country is going to that club is going to that tournament.
Yes.
And you keep your progression. You in the next 4 years, you are now
going
above all the Nigerian teams.
Absolutely.
You are now getting a level. So you see, this is the multiplier effect I was telling you
about
earlier. It's not just getting it. It is those tournaments are made to help you to multiply and get better. But it depends on how you now use it. You don't say it's a man, you don't take care of your wife. Well, he divorces you, begin the verse, say she's a bad woman. Treat her well now, if you stay. So it's the same thing.
No, because one, Man, you're not good at size for me.
I'm trying to relate it to the point that
yes.
if you make that money and you use it and treat it well,
yeah,
success will stay. But if you don't take care of it, it will be like a woman that's not well treated well. It will leave you.
That is the ripple effect.
Yeah,
you said it. We want to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll open the lines. So this in the house, spare me, don't spare him. Stay with us. Okay, welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday. I know you guys have started calling in. The number will be right there on your set. We've had 22 World Cups from 1930 till date, and only one nation has qualified all 22 times. And even they don't even jump gun. They have qualified for the 23rd. They already qualified. I don't know what to do to Brazil. While we are still thinking of if we beat this team and they draw and the other one beat the other one, we will qualify. I'll go ask this how it was for them. I remember he was put a play against George Oponwe for Port Harcourt. Oponwe said, "It is boy. You don't respect me." So let's see the teams that last week we told you 10 teams have qualified. It's now 13. Australia, Brazil, and Ecuador have just joined. So 13 teams have qualified. That is, if you remove the three, you have 10. The three are automatic qualifiers. Canada, USA, and Mexico, who are host nations. We have 10 now. We gave you those 10 last week. Now we have 7 last week. Now we have 10. So Australia from the far end of the world, Ecuador, Jordan don't get the World Cup, Uzbekistan. Okay, how are you? I want to talk to Sonny. Sonny's in the house. Don't talk to me. Talk to Sonny.
So happy today to hear from Sunday Oliseh. Number one, I want to thank Sunday Oliseh for the book. I went the book and I read the book and I
read this book.
In fact, at that time, I don't know what to say. People have borrowed it from me. They never return it.
Tell them to buy.
So what I'm trying to let you know, do more than this. I want to let FIFA know. There was a time the former Arsenal coach, Arsene Wenger, said that let people, when you come, like people are playing for England now, national team, let the FIFA stand on it, say, when you born from your parents is from Africa. Because they are playing for their country. Africa is supposed to win World Cup. You understand what I mean?
Okay, I understand what you are saying. So you don't want Mbappe to play for France?
Like a Nigeria now. Yes, let them play. If you are born, your family, your father and mother.
You should come back to where they come from.
You should come back home, come and play. Because we're supposed to win World Cup.
Okay.
See what happened in 1994. Sunday. See how you scored the goal against Spain.
That was 98. Yes, 98. Against Zubizarreta.
That goal. Sunday, we said. In fact, so any time I'm so happy for you. God will bless you. Try to do that one for us.
Thank you.
Let them come home.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry, I've gone. I just want to commiserate with you that, Kwara United.
Why commiserate that?
Okay, they're playing the
final.
Okay. Kwara
against Abakaliki.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Accept my heartfelt apologies. You guys are playing the final. I've already given the trouble to Abakaliki. I'm not to. Don't say I've done that.
The rice boy.
Okay. Okpe Ajala has just joined the house. Okpe, how are you?
Thanks, Ken, for having me. Happy Father's Day. And you made mention of if we had won any of the past 4 Champions League, and I was wondering how could we have won it when the last time we played in the knockout stage was 2019, Lobby Stars.
Okay, since 2019 we have not even played
in the league format, not even
format.
The knockout, league format.
Okay.
The last time we qualified for the league format was 2019.
Okay, that's what we qualified for the league format, not even knockout.
Not the knockout.
That's
okay,
so in the lottery, we don't buy the ticket.
Okay, all right. Okay, okay. So we'll come down to you. Technicalities and all while, the Super Eagles was your turf, your area, you played, you managed, you do everything, and you analyze before the world. You have all that thing. What is the in thing about formation? You understand? Is it so much important to a team that this time? We've seen Amorim say, I want to play 2-5-3, and who are saying this is not okay. You know, saying, no, by fire, by force, you players must play it, and stuff like that. And then we see Eric Chill now playing with, is it the 4-3-1-2 Diamond or 4-4-2 and stuff like that. When you were playing the Super Eagles, what formations were you playing? Were you playing 4-3-3, you know, with Westerhoff, Bonfrey, or how? But let us just generally, how do you look at our present teams and your, you know, your own understanding of the role of formation in the success of a team?
Well, to start with, from a technical point of view, the formation itself, it's a way, when you hear formations, it is just telling you this is the way the team stands when it's without the ball.
Okay.
Formation does not have anything to do with how you attack, no. Because when you attack, you're supposed to switch positions, switch movements, and that would change the formation of the team. Now, the formation, when you say we play a 4-3-3 formation, that means when they lose the ball, they will go into 4 defenders, 3 in the middle, 3 defense. That's what they go. So that is, it's a defensive notation. Now, but that formation itself, the importance is not really, the importance is good in everybody moving and how they defend, but the importance also, what it brings to the game depends on how you animate it. How it is.
How you bring it back, how you bring it to life.
How you animate it, how you use it.
Yes, yes.
What happens that, like now, I can tell you, I say, okay, I'm coming here, I'm going to play you a 4-2-3-1. Yeah. So, he's playing 1 striker, that kind of thing. But that's 4-2-3-1 when we lose the ball. So I bring 4 defenders in the middle, 2 defensive midfielders in front, 3 offensive midfielders in front of them, and 1 player hanging up front. Okay, we play that ball. The moment we get the ball, this striker is going up front. These 2 players are opening up front. The 2 midfielders in front are joining him. Is it 1 striker? No. You have now 2 wingers, this 1 and 2 in front. You now have 6 players that are attacking you, are coming at you. That is Manchester City. So you're 4-2-3-1, you're supposed to have just Haaland. But when they have the ball, you have 8 people in front of you, you're running after. Is it defensive? No. So the formation itself is not really that's important as some say it. It's important when you're defending. So know that we're 4 of us. But and also, when you hear them all talk, I'm worried another one talk about, I want to play this one, and these are formation. Look, if you're going to succeed as a coach, your formation is not based on what you like. It's based on the quality of the players.
Exactly what I want to ask you. That is the question I want to ask you.
It's the players you have that determine the formation you play.
Okay.
Like our generation, the most successful generation Nigeria ever produced, we're able to play the way we had because we had the greatest African striker at the time, Rashidi Yekini. So that means that you will losing the ball. Amunike will come in. Okay. Finito will come in. Daniel will drop in a bit. But whenever we receive that ball, we have attracted all the defenders away. Rashidi has space to run into. The ball drops to Oliseh or to somebody else, we throw it in. He has the space to go in. Emma is coming 100%, Finito is coming, Daniel the Bull is coming. You know, so those are the kind of things, you play it on the way we have. You don't come up and say, oh, I want to play 4-2-3-1. No. If you don't get player and they fast, you can't play. You can't play with football.
Okay, let me say this. You see, the guy time when Sonny they talk, you see, Sonny turned this place into a board.
Game board.
I was just looking at your mouth too. If I sound as hello. Okay. All right. We have somebody on the line. We have Super Eagles on the line.
No.
Okay. Okay, so I will just wait first because the team plenty way for here. All right. Like I said, the Super Eagles face a lot of challenges, and then Chile's just been his organization and specific movements, adjustments in whatever backline formation he is having. What partnership do you envisage? I want to take this to you. You've just said, Amunike move, then the ball drops to you, and then you are looking at where to, not see me, you throw it to you send it to Baba Rashid, and then he does the rest. Yeah. Like we say it here, we give you facts. In 1994, at the AFCON, Nigeria scored 9 goals in winning that trophy. And Sunday Ogochukwu Oliseh, from his defensive midfield role, gave 5 assists out of the 9 goals. That means of the 9 goals we scored, he contributed, his goal contribution. 5 passes led to 5 assists led to goal. 5 out of 9. That is why they call him the pass master. I know John Ono Okon was, Okon was playing that role. Before we started, look, maybe Okon is a little bit slow, and then we have a faster Sonny, very young, 19-year-old, come and do this, for us. After Sonny, we've had a lot of midfielders, and then we chance right now. I think Ndidi is playing that particular role. Sonny, for people like us who have been following football. From, you go back to the Patrick Vieira's, the Roy Keane, you understand? The Makeleles, the, Matthias Samars, a lot of them. You're talking about Gattuso just now, the general and stuff like that, who say, we stop you, we break the play. Do we have, who are those you have seen? You understand? That can play that particular role for Nigeria now, the holding defensive midfield role. Like you would have loved. And then looking at the Eric Chill's formation, what is your take on this team, the team that he has built?
Well, to start with, I wouldn't like to comment on Chell, on the national team's coach or whatever, because personally, I am totally against having that role not being handed over to a Nigerian. So I don't want to comment about it, because I think we have qualified Nigerians that can do that job. So that one. But if you're talking about the midfield position as defensive midfielder, I was the one who brought in the young man, Ndidi, into the team. It was at the same time that I brought in Iwobi and I brought in even Iheanacho. I gave them all their first calls and pushed up all these players because of the fact that they had the qualities to do it. Ndidi has the quality to play that. But you see, if you're going to play that role, one, you have to be very disciplined. Secondly, you have to have clear-cut instructions that are made out. So that is why the tactician, the coach, is very important. Because you have to ask players to play in certain ways that will make the others shine. When I came into the fold as a defensive midfielder, I was a number 10. All the technical things like the offensive players do, we used to do them in first attack.
Okay.
Let go of we could do it Sangalo, or we could do it. But as I was progressing into the game, because of my height, and because of the fact that even as at number 10, I could win the ball.
That's why you said I'm not tall.
No verse now. so it was then that I was in Belgium, pushed off back a bit. Okay, come on. And then, because I was already offensive and technical as a young man, passing was already something I was doing forward. So I started doing it from the back, doing it. And winning the ball. And with time now, you learn and get it. If you're going to play that role as a central defensive midfielder, for me, it's one of the most important roles in football.
Absolutely.
You are the umbrella of the defenders. You have to cover them so that they don't get direct gunshots. It's like what the Israelis call the dome. You are that dome over the defenders, protecting missiles, shielding the missiles. That's what you should do. But it's an ungrateful role. Because unless you are a tactician or somebody who knows football,
you make one simple mistake.
You don't know the importance of that player.
Yes.
You don't know the importance of that player. And you must be a player who doesn't, when you receive the ball, don't play backwards or play sideways. You must be a player who receive the ball, you have to play forward. Because the thing there is that you have covered shelter. If I play sideways, I'm still keeping pressure on the team. But if I get the ball back from that defensive midfield and I play forward, I am releasing the ball goes up. So that is the importance of that role. And it's a role that is why if you look at the top coaches in world football now, be it Guardiola, be it Ancelotti, they were defensive midfielders.
The top coach.
Okay, I won't tell you my rule.
No, Ken, you have no rule. No, just go there.
I told you when you are not stable. Because I have your secrets in my heart.
But my answer, you know me now.
I'm hearing rumors, I'm hearing rumors that you also want to start having, talking to the walls, having something that, did they call it podcast? I don't know. But if it's not going to ask you, I'll go ask you. Sonny, do you want to start, do you want me at the column as it is? Do you want to start a podcast?
Yes, we are launching because I have had over the years, Nigerians ask me to share, especially with the appointment of, educate us more and discuss issues about the game with us.
Yeah.
So collaborated with some people to like set up. It's gonna normally we should be airing in August or so we are gradually working towards that. But it's gonna be a podcast. We're gonna be dealing on football trends, issues, and clarifying and tactically try to break down things and answer questions. But it's going to be very interactive because we'll be asking people to send in videos to ask questions, and then we'll try to answer it and try to like share it with it. It's going to be based on everything about football. It's going to be about African, European, world football, and also if there are clarifications, like for example, if you want to ask now why is the VAR like that, if it's then I will give it's a privilege to my countrymen to now say, okay, look, since you have somebody up there, this is what it is. You have the knowledge. So, and our countrymen will love the banter. So we like the argument. So this time around, if you're going to argue, you want to be banter, pick up the information. I will give it to you for free. So you now use it, and then you can, So like those who are the Arsenal fans who can still understand why did they blow penalty against Takara, okay, then we'll now tell you, okay, if you don't win Premier League, not because of Ojoro, not because now they do this thing well. So we're not trying to. Arsenal fans don't get angry, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing Manchester United is suffering now. So I'm not saying that's why I talk. Maybe you go quiet more because Manchester United. So it's treated like that. But on a serious note now, we just try to like share knowledge with our people and that.
So I know. Well, that. We're not going to miss them because you see, he don't say how they get information. Before he come, I don't research them. The ones I know for fact, the one even at the sea feature now, where he consign now. So definitely, so this come
now I fear.
You don't become Kestadamos.
so this going to have his, it's a podcast and then with some themes and other things. And I tell you, it will be exciting. You see how you see him reach. Remember, I don't even talk anything because if I enter that place now taking IC, another thing entirely stood for that.
I might invite you.
No, not be might. Not be might. We don't sign you. And then in that contract, I will check the clauses.
You got your podcast.
Okay, the lights are still open. My guys are in the house. You have any question for Sonny?
Yeah, I think my own question for the man we call Omobega. The first time we saw him play. I know he's Omobega against Now, I think, from time immemorial, we always had a clear-cut path concerning who becomes the captain. But for a long time now, we can't say this or that. So, and we are going forward. Let's even assume worst case scenario, we miss out of the World Cup, but we have the AFCON. Don't you think it's the high time we put a mark on who becomes the official playing captain of the Super Eagles?
Bro, as you know me fast, you call him Omega, so make a cool break and down well for you. Thanks anyway, because it's been a long time I've not had that. I used to like it those days. The reality is that, you see, if you're going to be a captain, there are certain criteria you must have that will make you a captain. One is that you must be a player that the coaches and the federation and the country knows that you will be regularly playing. That you're an influential player that will always play. Your captain can't be sitting on the bench. It must be somebody that will be on the pitch. You captain, you lead, playing and active. So you have to be somebody that plays. When I became captain of the Super Eagles, initially I was not supposed to be the captain. It was supposed to be Daniel Amokachi. It was supposed to, and then Daniel had this injury that was worrying him in his knee before the 2000. So the only player now that the all players respected, and then the federation called me and the coaches called me and said, look, we would like you to be the captain because, of course, I'm going to be playing most of the games. And then initially I didn't even want it, but they said, look, if you know captain, nobody will lead it. You do it. So the captain has to be somebody like that you're sure is going to be playing. At the moment in our country, in fact, those are the kind of things I will be clearing out in the podcast itself, is that I don't know if I would call it like an anomaly. It started at the point where we started having on the bench sitting captains. True. You can't have that. You can't have your captain sitting on the bench. You can't have it. So in other words, you're saying that it is an assistant that's leading the team. If we're going to war now, I have a very good friend, he's like a brother to me, he's in the military. If he's going to war, I call him general, he won't go to war and send his colonel to go war. He go did there, then he go give instructions. He's participating by giving instructions. That's how it is. So you can't do that in football. So so for Nigeria to now get some consistency, you need somebody the players respect. Yeah. Super Eagles captain is the most important role in Nigerian football. True. Keshi, may so rest in peace. A lot of people didn't like Keshi. Just like a lot of people liked him.
Yep.
You know? But personally, me, I love the man. Why? Not only because he benefits me, but... No, I'll tell you, because if you're owing us money as a federation, Skipper will come. Guys, we're not the player.
Wait.
Ken,
Before. Okay, well, Stephen, sorry, Stephen, you'll be holding on. Stephen, there on the line.
Keshi?
No, not be Keshi.
No, I'm going to tell him, as you God, tell him, say, I need this.
We respect Skipo, but this Stephen is still alive. Hello, Skipo. Let's hear from you.
Yes, my brothers. How are you doing?
We're fine.
Yes, good afternoon. Today with my legend himself, Sunday Oliseh.
Yeah.
Who scored that winning goal at France 98 World Cup. I think about 12 years old then.
Oh, yeah.
And that memory is killing us. Yeah. I've read your book.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I read your book. I have some key excerpts from your book that I want us to explain. You spoke about senior players ganged up on Yakini. A World Cup, you guys had a meeting amongst yourselves called up by Captain Keshi and the senior players. Several issues were discussed. Like always, you, the youngsters, are minorities. I want to know the politics involved at at top competitions like this. I always wonder why these issues have not always been trashed before the competition. It's always very surprising, and that's one. And then your core philosophies. I know, yes, you wanted to be an accountant or a lawyer. Yes. Well, your dad, your dad was against that, but when you came up with your...
Stephen, can you run this off because we are pressed for time?
Okay, yes. Okay, actually, yes. Also, the issues of racism in football. I'm saying all this because I think you need to, the footballers are coming up. They need to be aware of all these things. I hope probably you guys give our legend the forum some time to discuss these issues, probably at the grassroots, so that we can.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Stephen. Let me take it.
I can put.
As a pattern, so you just lump it all
up.
If you had the opportunity, what football philosophy would you bestow on Nigeria?
We have just 1 minute.
Well, on Nigerian football, first of all, what I can just quickly say is that to help Nigeria to do well, I will do everything I want to know. I will be giving it out on the podcast. Because now we don't have much time.
Sonny, close. Okay, you just. There is nothing much I want to add. I want Sonny to close the show. I'll talk to Nigerians. We just close the show.
What? Give him the pen. Give him the pen.
Okay. Then I will share something very quickly with you because we're talking about the importance of the World Club football.
Yeah.
Now, China's have done something great. This is not from me. They've brought out the calculation of the value of what this World Club football will give you. Now, from the group stage, it is $2 million. That is equivalent to 3,084,880,000 naira.
Wow.
That's what they get from these group stages. Now, if you win it, the winner is $125 million. It is 192 billion.
192 billion.
Wow.
What is the budget for the ministry?
What is the budget?
Now you know where I'm going.
Sunday, I've just closed the show. Until we see you next week, Sunday, I'm Ken Ochonogo. God bless Nigeria.